Hi everyone. Today I want to make some brief comments on a very long movie, actually a television production, 8 hours of French cinema, as per Bertrand Tavernier, who passed away a few weeks ago. But he left us this remarkable document, Journeys Through French Cinema. Like I say, it's an 8 hour or 8 episode, close to an hour per episode. When I first started to watch it, I was just going to watch one episode maybe every couple of days. It was like opening a treasure chest of film memories and just so many jewels, emeralds. There was just so much richness to Travernier's taking us on this journey through a whole history of movies, pretty much up to about 1970. The movies that influenced him, the movies that he saw as a child. He's now reinvestigating them. He's looking at them in different eyes, not so much judgmental eyes, but trying to engage with what they were trying to, what these films were trying to do, and what perhaps their historical significance is. And we're probably all still too close to some, even though it's 50 plus years ago. We may be even a little bit too close to these movies to really understand what it means to have such a, like I say, treasure trove of historical documents that are also aesthetically pleasing. And of course, this is French cinema, and I'm an American, but I know a lot of French movies, seen a lot of them, and there's many directors that he talks about in this series that I know. He starts off with Jean Gremillion, who I just discovered recently. Some of his films are on the Criterion Channel and have been released in a Criterion Eclipse box set. The quality, the format is basically, and one complaint I have about this is a Kino Lorber release of a Cohen Media owned property, and it has absolutely, there's no chapters or no table of contents of what's going to be on every episode beforehand. But what Tavernier basically does is it mostly separates it out by film director, but he also goes into the music, and he shows a lot of clips, many clips, and not just of the movies, mostly of the movies, but also of some of the screenwriters, the actors, and it's just an amazing history. And of course, it's informed by Tavernier being a filmmaker himself. He worked in the business for about 10 years before he made his first film. He was a publicist and friend, a confidant and encourager of new filmmakers. And he doesn't comment on that. He stops in 1970 because he doesn't want to comment on the directors of his own life. These are the films that influenced him. Some of these films were dismissed by the French New Wave critics, filmmakers, as being, I think they called it the cinema of quality in a disparaging way. This quality was certainly quality because these films have enormous qualities to them. And the clips that he shows, I'm always worried in these kinds of surveys whether we're going to see what the clips will be like. So I have a hard time watching clips that are, that haven't been restored and they look as old, as they actually are. But outside of the Jean Gremillion, and I guess that's why Jean Gremillion hasn't made it to Blu-ray. Maybe the source materials are not good enough. But after you get past that, almost every other director all these other clips that Tavernier presents to us are pristine. I mean, some of them are just amazingly well-preserved, restored. And that certainly adds to the enjoyment of the movies. We're seeing them as they might have been seen. A 1936 movie might have been seen in 1936. So Tavernier is, like I say, he was a film director. I think he started around 1974 with Like Joy Reigns Supreme. That's not one of the 9 movies that's currently playing on the Criterion Channel, but I did a video. Maybe I'll post a link to that video on the 9 films of Travernier's that are playing on the Criterion Channel the last couple of months, and I'm at least for the next month, because I don't think any of them are leaving on April 30th. This is the day I'm posting this video. And but I would recommend the one film that is on Blu-ray is A Sunday in the Country. This is also from Kino Lorber, and I think it's probably generally acknowledged as masterpiece. It's certainly one that you don't want to miss. And it includes a commentary by Tavernier, and he's just as articulate on his own movies as he is on the history of movies. And that starred Sabine Azina, who was the wife of Alain Resnais. And Alain Resnais, and he does, Tavernier, Resnais is one of the few filmmakers that Tavernier mentions in this series. And he became friends through this collaboration with his wife as an actress. He became friends with Alain Resnais and actually appeared as an actor in one of his films. The other movie that's playing on the Criterion Channel is out of print, discontinued, I guess, and it was out on DVD on the Criterion Channel. In fact, I have it somewhere. It was Coup de Torchon, and that is on currently part of those 9. So those would be 2 movies, if you only have time to see 2 of the movies. Sunday in the Country and Coup de Torchon would be it. I also wanted to mention and tout a book. This is Bertrand Tavernier, the filmmaker of Lyon. Many of Tavernier's, in fact, that's Sabine Azina on the cover from A Sunday in the Country. And this book was published in the early 2000s, so it covers all of Tavernier's movies up to the year 2000. He made several subsequent to that, and it covers in great detail the genesis of all, and it covers all the films that are on the Criterion Channel. They end with, I think, Colonel Conan from their mid-90s, I think that came out. And as part of this book, I'll show it one more time, filmmaker Lyon, which really I highly recommend for anybody who's interested in Tavernier. The author Stephen Hay was evidently a good friend of Tavernier's, and Tavernier provides a commentary. There's long passages where he must have told Stephen, went over these films with Stephen Hay, and like I say, as his commentary on A Sunday in the Country, Tavernier is just an astonishingly, he's so clear-eyed. He sees, he's the type of person that sees everything. You get the impression that he's seeing things as they really are. He's not full of prejudice, judgmental. When he looks back at all these films, he's not doing a thumbs up, thumbs down kind of rating, or he's genuinely engaging with the work. And and I must say that this film, this television show, which was 8 one-hour episodes, Tavernier then made a 2.5-hour movie version, only the movie version is totally different. It's not like a condensation, condensed version of this TV show, this TV series. It's a totally different. I'm definitely going to pick that up somewhere along the line as well. So I meant to make brief comments. I think I went on a little bit longer than I intended to, but this is one of the great documents, I think, of film history. Highly recommend it for anybody who's interested in French film and Bertrand Tavernier, and just really in cinema in general. Other than that, thanks for listening, guys, and I'll catch you the next time.